Hello. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Am I audible to you all? Hello. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just we can wait 2 more minutes, huh? Then we'll start. Okay. Okay, we will start with the questions. First question. See, the question is which one of the following is the most fundamental characteristics of an element? So which is the in modern periodic table on what basis the elements are arranged? The elements are arranged on the increasing order of what? Increasing order of atomic number, right? Increasing order of atomic number. So here the question is which one of the following is the most fundamental characteristics of an element? Option is given like this. Option A is melting point. Option B, atomic number. Option C, color. Option D, atomic weight. Which will be the right answer? What will be the right answer? Let me check your answer. Option B. Yeah, right. Very good. Atomic number is the right option. So the most fundamental characteristics of an element is which one? Atomic number. Okay. Next. We'll move to next question. Sorry. Next question. Which one of the following metal does not react with the cold water? Does not react with cold water. See, based on the reactivity series that is different metals shows different reactivity with water. So how we can, what is the reactivity of metals which are present at the top of the reactivity series? For example, metals like what? Metals like potassium and sodium. How they are reacting? They will react vigorously, violently with cold water, right? They will react violently with cold water. Okay. And this reaction is what? Exothermic, and which gas is evolved here? Hydrogen gas is evolved, and that will catch fire immediately. But reaction of calcium with the water is what? Less violent. Okay. And heat evolved is not sufficient to catch fire. And calcium, what happens later? Calcium will start floating. Why? Because it will stick to the surface of hydrogen gas. And magnesium, coming to magnesium, it does not react with what? Cold water. And it is reacting with which one? Hot water. Okay. And again, aluminium, iron, zinc do not react either with what? Cold or hot water, but they react with what? Steam. Okay. Similarly, metals such as lead, copper, silver, and gold do not react with water at all. So what will be the correct option for this particular question? Which answer will be you are going to opt? That is which one of the following metal? Okay. C. Okay. Magnesium. You're right. Okay. Which is the right option here? That is magnesium. Answer C is the right option. Magnesium is react with what? It's not react with cold water. Next question. See, as proposed by Dalton, which of the following symbol represents phosphorus? Actually, earlier at first, that is Dalton proposed symbols for elements other than which one? The alphabetical symbols. Okay. Alphabetical symbols was introduced by John Jacob Berzelius, and different symbols were, see, Dalton's earlier Dalton, which is a symbol for hydrogen in the case of hydrogen, which is a symbol that is proposed by Dalton. This is like this. Okay. This is a symbol, hydrogen. For hydrogen, the symbol is like this. And for carbon, what is the symbol? Carbon, the symbol is like this. Then that means here it is like this. Okay, for carbon, the symbol is like this. Then what? For oxygen, it is like this. Simply a circle. Okay. And coming to sulfur, the symbol is like this. Okay. Sulfur. Then iron. What about iron? These are the various symbols which is suggested by Dalton. Okay. Copper, Cu, C in the middle. Okay. Lead. For lead also he suggested simple lead. Then silver, S, silver. Then again what? Gold. That is G, that is gold. Then platina. Platina is P. Okay. Platina. Then what? Lead. Lead, the symbol is like this. Then mercury. How it is like, the symbol is like this. Okay. For mercury, the symbol is like this. And coming to phosphorus, the symbol is like this. Okay. So which is the right option? Which is the question here? As proposed by Dalton. What is the question? As proposed by Dalton, which of the following symbol represent phosphorus? So what is the right option? Which is the right answer here? For phosphorus, what is the symbol? Yeah. Which is the option? Option D. Okay. Option D is the right answer. Clear? Any doubt? Okay, this symbol, who suggested this symbol? This symbols were suggested by Dalton. Okay, according to Dalton, that is the symbols, various symbols suggested for the elements is like this. And who introduced what the alphabetical symbols, alphabetical alphabets for what elements represented? That is John Jacob Berzelius. Clear? Okay. Next question, which one of the following pairs of element is liquid at room temperature? Options, I'll read it. A is gallium and bromine is given. B is mercury and bromine. C is gallium and mercury. And D is gallium and cesium. Which is the right answer here? Which one of the following pairs of element is liquid at room temperature? Liquid at room temperature. Which is the one? Liquid at room temperature. Option C. Is option C? Yeah, option B. Because we have already studied that is only liquid metal, which is a liquid metal, that is mercury, and liquid non-metal is what? Bromine. Okay, clear. Next, which of the following compounds undergo thermal decomposition? So thermal decomposition means what? That is when it is heated that is when it undergoes what? Absorbs heat and it decomposes. Which one? The options given is zinc oxide. Option B is silver oxide and zinc oxide. Option C is silver oxide. Option D is magnesium oxide. Which is the right answer here? Which is the right option? Just try and answer the question. Which one of the following compound undergoes or undergo thermal decomposition? Which will undergo thermal decomposition? Silver oxide. Okay. Silver oxide is the right answer. Silver oxide undergoes thermal. Next question, which one of the following alloys contain a non-metal as one of its constituent? Alloys, brass is a combination. Here the option is given like this. Brass. Brass is the combination of which all metals or non-metals? Brass is a combination of which one? Copper and zinc. Okay. And coming to bronze, it is what? Copper and tin. Okay. And what is amalgam? Amalgam means what? Mercury with one or more other metals. Okay, mercury with Hg with what? Other metals such as what? Other metals such as silver, gold, tin, or zinc. Clear. And here, next option is which one? Which is the next option here? Steel. Steel means what? Hello? Steel means what? It contains what? Carbon. Okay. So carbon is a non-metal. So which is the right option? Steel is the right answer for this particular question. That is, which one of the following alloys contain a non-metal as one of its constituent? Okay. Non-metal as one of its constituent means which is the right answer? Steel. Because all others contains only what? All others contains only what? Which one? Metals, okay. And steel contain what? Non-metal, right? And which one of the following metal is not an essential component in stainless steel? Not an essential component in stainless steel. So stainless steel, what is the components which are present in stainless steel? Huh? Stainless steel contains which one? Iron, okay. Then what? Chromium is also there. Nickel, you can also see nickel also, okay. And the option, not an essential component. The question is not an essential component. So which one is not an essential component means what? The option is tin, okay. The right answer is tin, option D. Next question, copper sulfate crystal available in market are blue colored crystals, okay. Be careful on heating, they turn to white color. Which one of the following responsible for blue color? Which one is responsible for blue color? Presence of oxygen, or B is option nitrogen, C is water, D is hydrogen. Which is the right answer? Why copper? What is the color of copper sulfate crystal? It is blue in color. What is the reason for blue in color and why it will turn white when it is heated? Hello. What is the reason for copper sulfate having blue color? Just answer it. What is the option? Which is the option? Which is the right option for this? Yes, very good. C is the right option. That is water. See, copper sulfate contains what? Water of crystallization. That is CuSO4, CuSO4, 5H2O. This is called as what? Hydrated copper sulfate. See, the color, that is blue color, is due to the presence of what? 5 water molecule, and this 5 water molecule is called as what? Water of crystallization. Okay. Next question, consider the following reaction. That is Fe2O3 plus 2Al gives 2Fe plus 2Al 2O3. Which of the following statement about the given reaction is not correct? See, Fe2O3 plus Al gives 2Fe plus 2Al2O3. Here, aluminium is more reactive than iron. So what happens is that aluminium displaces iron from Fe2O3. Okay. So this here the question is this, which of the following statement about the given reaction is not correct? Which is not correct? Option A is, it's an example of displacement reaction. It is highly endothermic reaction. Fe2O3 act as oxidizing agent. This reaction is applicable to joining of railway track. Just try to answer this question. Consider the following statement about the given reaction, which is not correct. Anyone? Answer it. Just give a try for this particular question. Hello? No answer. No one is having answer. See, this is an example of displacement because here aluminum is displacing iron from Fe2O3. Okay, why? Because in reactivity series, aluminum is more reactive than iron. That is right. Is it an endothermic reaction here? Whether heat is absorbed in this endothermic? Is it right? Next option is Fe2O3 act as oxidizing agent. Here in this question, Fe2O3 is converted to Fe. That means what? Removal of oxygen, right? Reduction. That means it is acting as an oxidizing agent. And you know that this is what for railway tracks and all, that is for joining of railway tracks, this aluminum is mixed with iron oxide. Okay, that is also right. So option B will be the right answer. Highly endothermic reaction. Next question. Which one among the following statement with reference to the properties of water is not correct? Not correct. Okay. Specific heat of water is abnormally high. Option A. Latent heat of fusion of water is very low. Density of water is higher than ice. And pure water is non-conductor of electricity. Which is the right option? Specific heat of water is abnormally high. Latent heat of fusion of water is very low. Density of water is higher than ice, and pure water is non-conductor of electricity. Which is the correct option? Any guess? Huh? Yeah, let me check with your answer. Yeah, you're right. That is option B is right. Latent heat of fusion of water is what? Fusion of water is what? Latent heat of fusion of water is very low. Okay. What do you mean by latent heat of fusion of water? Huh? That is energy required to melt 1 gram of ice at 0 degrees Celsius into water without any change in temperature. Okay, that is called as what? Latent heat of fusion. Okay, that is high for water. Sorry, that is very low for water. And which one among the oxides has the highest melting point? Option given is Na2O. Option B is MgO. Option C is Fe2O3. Option D is CuO. Which is having the highest melting point? Which is having the highest melting point? Just guess, just give a try for this particular question. Which one among the following oxides has the highest melting point? Option B is the right answer. Okay, magnesium oxide. Next, which one of the following is primarily responsible for conduction of current in metal? So in metal, why that is current is conducting? That is option A is bound electron, option B is free electron, option C is both bound and free electron, option D is ions. Which is the right answer? Which one of the following is primarily responsible for conduction of current in metal? Any idea? Huh? Bound electron, free electron, both bound and free electrons, ions. Which is responsible? Answer. Hello. Answer, please. No one is having answer. Which one of the following is primarily responsible for conduction of current in a metal? Just think and answer the question. Yeah, option B is the right answer. That is, free electron is responsible for the conduction of current in metal. Next, which one of the following is the correct molecular formula of ammonium carbonate? Here the valence is given. So it is easy for you all to write the formula. Just crisscross the valency and write the formula. Valency of ammonium ion is +1 and carbonate anion is -2. So what will be the answer? Ammonium ion, it is +1. Ammonium. Ammonium ion, that is, and ammonium is NH4 plus, right? +1 and carbonate, that is CO3, 2 minus. So what will be the answer? Which is the answer? Which is the right answer? Hello? Which is the correct molecular formula for ammonium carbonate? Anyone is having answer for this particular question? See how you will write the, okay, someone has given the answer. NH4, CO3 twice. Is it right? We can just check it, okay? Option A. Okay. We'll check what is the right answer. See, here NH4 plus 1 and here CO3 2 minus. So what we are doing, how we will write the formula, we'll crisscross the valency. So what will be the formula? That is NH4 twice CO3, ammonium carbonate. Clear? This is the way to write the answer. Your answer is right. Okay. Next question. Which one of the following is the correct order of valencies of elements neon, silicon, nitrogen, and magnesium? Just give a try for this question. That is, which one of the following is the correct order of valencies of elements neon, Ne, silicon, nitrogen, and magnesium? Which is the right answer? Hello. Just make it fast. Which is the right option? That is correct order of valencies. Neon means it belongs to which group? 18th group. Magnesium, second group. So 2 plus nitrogen, 3. Silicon plus 4. So what will be the answer? That is the order will be like this. Neon, then what? Mg2 plus magnesium, then nitrogen, Si. That is 3. Nitrogen is valence is 3, right? Silicon 4, right? So this is the order. Neon, magnesium, nitrogen, silicon. Neon belongs to which group? Inert gas group. That is noble gas. So its valence is what? 0. Clear? Which of the following set of elements has the same valency? That is, elements which is belonging to the same group will be having same valency. So which are the elements which are belonging to same group? Just give a try. Okay. Let me check the answer. Yeah, your option is right, Abhinav. That is option D is the right answer because magnesium, calcium, barium, this belongs to group second. That is with valency is equal to 2. Okay, right. Next question. Which one of the following is a covalent compound? Calcium oxide, sodium nitride, silicon carbide, zinc sulfide. Any idea? Covalent compound, how it is formed? It is formed by sharing of electrons, whereas ionic compounds are formed through transfer of electrons. Okay. So here, which is the covalent compound? Which is the option? Calcium oxide. Is it calcium oxide? No, calcium oxide is not the right answer. Sodium nitrate is also not a covalent compound. Silicon carbide. Actually, silicon carbide is the right answer. Okay. So silicon carbide is a covalent compound. What is the total number of covalent bonds in methanol? How you will find what is the number of covalent bonds in methanol? What is the formula for methanol? All is OH, right? Meth means one carbon atom. So the formula is CH3 OH. So what is the number of covalent bonds? Total number of covalent bonds. This is the answer. Clear? This is the total number of covalent bonds. You should know what the structure of methanol. Then only you can easily find what the number of covalent bonds. Here the total number is equal to 5. Okay. So right answer. Clear everyone? If you have any doubt, please ask me. Next, how many covalent bonds are present in? Okay. How many covalent bonds are present in chloropropane? The formula is given C3H7Cl. So just draw the structure and find the total number of covalent bonds and just answer the question. C3H7Cl. C3 means carbon 3, H7Cl. Okay. So what is the total number of covalent bond here? Total number of covalent bond. How many covalent bonds are there in this molecule, particular compound? Just tell the answer. Total is what? What is the total number of covalent bonds? Let me check the answer. Is it C? 9 is the answer. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. D is the answer, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So total number of covalent bonds present here, it is what? 10. Clear, everyone? Which contain both polar and non-polar bonds. Polar and non-polar bonds is present in which compound? Options are given: NH4Cl, HCN, H2O2, CH4, which contains both polar and non-polar bonds. Which one? See, this is the option. Answer, H2O2. Okay. Because in H2O2, two OH bonds are polar. Okay. And see H like this. Two OH bonds are what? Polar, and OO bond is what? Non-polar. This is non-polar. Clear? Any doubt? So H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, is an example of a compound containing both polar and non-polar bonds. Next question. Both ionic and covalent bonds are present in which compounds? Both ionic and covalent bonds are present in which compounds? Both ionic and covalent bonds are present in which compounds? CH4, NaCl is what? It's ionic, right? SO2, CH4 is what? Covalent. Here KOH, when we consider KOH, that is, it contains K plus and OH minus ion. So here in between O and H, a covalent bond is formed. Okay. K plus and OH minus ionic, and O and H, in between O and H, what is formed? Covalent bond is formed. Clear. So the option is KOH, which contains both ionic and covalent bonds. Next, which one of the following has a giant covalent structure? Which is having a giant covalent structure? Say, actually, silicon dioxide is having what? A giant covalent structure, SiO2. The options are like this: NaCl, AlCl3, PbO2, SiO2. So the answer is SiO2 is the one which is having what? Giant covalent structure. Next question, which one of the following is a covalent molecule? Which is a covalent molecule? Here, which is covalent molecule? Any idea which is a covalent molecule? AlCl3, that is aluminium chloride, that is it exists as dimer. Okay, Al2Cl6. So this is formed by two AlCl3 units. Okay, AlCl3 is formed by the combination of what? Two AlCl3 units, that is Al2Cl6. Okay, this is the correct answer. Any doubt? Hello?
No, ma'am. No,
Okay. Next question. Which one of the following has the high melting and boiling point? Which is having high melting and boiling point? Just give a try. Which one of the following has high melting and boiling point? Which one is having high melting and boiling point? Which one is having high melting and boiling point? That is calcium chloride. That is CaCl2 is the compound which is having high melting and boiling point. Next, which one of the following has odd electron bond? Odd electron bonds means that is PCl3. Options are PCl3, SF4, NO, POCl3. Here NO, that is NO. Similarly, NO2. These are the compounds which are having odd electron bond. Okay. Next, hydrogenation of vegetable oil using nickel catalyst is an example of what? That we have discussed in class. Is it right? Hydrogenation of vegetable oil using nickel catalyst is an example of hydrogenation. Addition of hydrogen is called as what reaction? What is that reaction called as? Option A is substitution, B is elimination, C is addition reaction, D is free radical polymerization. Which is the answer? Hydrogenation of vegetable oil. That is, double bonds can be converted to single bonds, saturated. Unsaturated compounds can be converted to saturated compound by the addition of hydrogen in the presence of nickel catalyst. Okay, so which is the answer? Which is the right option? Hello. Just give a try for this particular question. Okay, let me check your answer. Substitution. Is it substitution? Just think that is double bond plus hydrogen single bond. How? I'll just write one example. Okay. For a reaction. That is suppose CH2 double bond CH2 plus hydrogen. So what happens in this reaction? This hydrogen get added to this, right? So this is an example of what? Addition reaction. Okay, everyone. Okay. Option C is the right answer. Hydrogen act as option A reducing agent, B oxidizing agent, both reducing and oxidizing agent, neither reducing nor oxidizing agent. See, what is reducing agent? Those substances which undergoes oxidation will be acting as what? Good reducing agent. Those substances which undergoes what? Oxidation will be acting as good reducing agent. Reduction and undergoes reduction will be acting as what? Good oxidizing agent. Here hydrogen act as what? Reducing agent. Option B is oxidizing agent. Option C is both reducing and oxidizing agent. D is neither reducing nor oxidizing agent. Okay. Clear. Which is the right answer? Please check. Hello. Which is okay. Your answer is right. That is both reducing and oxidizing agent. Next, which one of the following metal does not react with the cold water to liberate hydrogen gas? Which one of the following metal does not react with the cold water to liberate hydrogen gas? Which is the option? Does not react with the cold water to liberate hydrogen gas. Which is the answer? Option does not react with the cold water. See, we have studied the reaction of various metals with the cold water. See, metals like sodium and potassium usually react violently with the cold water. Okay. Calcium will react with water, but the reaction is less violent. Okay. Magnesium does not react with cold water, but here there is no option magnesium. And similarly, aluminium, zinc, iron do not react either with the cold or hot water, but it react with steam. So which is the option? Option B. That is iron is the right option. Okay. That you have to study the reaction of various metals with water. Next, liquid vegetable oil are converted to solid margarine by the use of. How vegetable oils are converted to solid margarine? By use of hydrogen gas, chlorine, carbon dioxide, oxygen. Which is the answer? Which is the answer? Which is the right option? Which is the right option? Hello? Liquid vegetable oils are converted to, so how these vegetable oils are converted to solid margarine by the use of which gas? Which is a gas that is involved? For hydrogenation, which is the gas that is involved? Hello, just try. Just answer the question. Yeah, very good. A is the right option. Okay. Hydrogen gas is used for that. And which one of the following is called syngas? Which is syngas? Syngas is which one? Syngas is which one? Which is the right option? Syngas. Mixture of carbon plus water, carbon monoxide plus water, carbon monoxide plus hydrogen, nitrogen dioxide plus hydrogen. Which is the right option? Syngas is a mixture of what? Syngas is a mixture of what? Carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Okay. CO and H2. Syngas is a mixture of what? Carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Okay. Next, a large volume of hydrogen can be accommodated by making option A non-metallic hydride, option B hydrogen peroxide, Option C, non-stoichiometric hydride, and option D is alkali metal hydride. So a very large volume of hydrogen can be accommodated by making which type of hydride? That means a large volume of hydrogen can be accommodated by making non-stoichiometric hydrides. Okay, so option C is the right answer. Next question. Permanent hardness of water cannot be removed by which one of the following methods? You know that we have already discussed two types of hardness. Which are the two types of hardness? Temporary and permanent hardness of water. Huh? Here the question is permanent hardness of water cannot be removed by which one of the following methods? A. Treatment with washing soda. B. Calgen's method. C. Boiling. D. Ion exchange method. Which is the right option? Permanent hardness cannot be removed by. Just give a try. Hello. Permanent. Yeah, let me check your answer. Permanent hardness cannot be removed by. Yes, you are right. That permanent hardness cannot be removed by. Is it A? See, two types of C. C is the answer. Why? Because through boiling, we can remove the what? Temporary hardness. Clear? Temporary hardness can be because temporary hardness is due to the presence of what? Bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. Okay. Next question. Which one of the following statement about dihydrogen is not correct? Not correct. Okay. Option A, hydrogen is lighter than air and soluble in water. Option B, hydrogen is inert at room temperature due to high HH bond dissociation enthalpy. Option C, hydrogen react with alkali metal at high temperature to yield metal hydrides. And option D, mixture of NO2 hydrogen is known as syngas. Which is the right option? Which one of the following statement about dihydrogen is not correct? Just try and answer the question. Which one of the following statement is about dihydrogen is not correct? Which is incorrect? Yes, you are right. Option D is the right answer because syngas is a mixture of what? Yes, we have studied carbon monoxide and what is syngas? It is a mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Okay. Then, which one of the following reaction does not result in the evolution of hydrogen gas? Which one of the following reaction does not result in the evolution of hydrogen gas? Okay. Option A, reaction of zinc metal with dilute sulfuric acid. See, we have studied in metals chapter that when metal react with acid, most of the metals, when it is reacting with acid, which gas is liberated? Hydrogen gas is liberated. Okay, that is right. Mixing water to plaster of Paris. Option B. Heating zinc metal with a sodium hydroxide solution. Then reaction of potassium metal with water. Which is the right option? Option B is the right answer. That is mixing water to plaster of Paris does not result in the evolution of hydrogen gas. Next, which one of the following statement about water is not true? Which is not true? Which is not true? Hydrogen bonds are present in liquid water. Water has a high boiling point. Water has high heat of fusion and water is non-polar molecule. Which is the right answer? Which one of the following statement about water is not true? Which is not true? Just give a try for this question. Which is not true? Which one of the following statement about water is not true? Let me check your answer. Yes, water is a non-polar molecule. That is not right. Is it right? It's a polar molecule. Then which one of the following allotrope of carbon is isomorphous with the crystalline? Isomorphous means what? It will be having same structure, right? So isomorphous is having similar structure. So silicon is having similarity with which one? Option A is cock, option B is diamond, option C is graphite, and option D is gold. Which will be the right answer? Which is the right answer? That is diamond. Okay. Diamond is the right answer. That is silicon. That is allotrope of carbon is diamond. Diamond is what? The crystalline form of what? Carbon. Allotrope of carbon. Crystalline allotrope of carbon is what? Diamond. Hmm? So which is the right option? Diamond. Which one of the following is the purest form of carbon? Which one is the purest form of carbon here? Charcoal, coke, fullerene, carbon black. Which is the purest form here? Just give a try. Which is the answer? Yeah, let me check your answer. Yeah, option C is the right answer. Very good. Option C is the right answer for this question. Which one of the following material is not an allotrope of carbon? Not an allotrope of carbon. Diamond, graphite, fly ash, and fullerene. Which is not an allotrope of carbon. Just give a try again. Not an allotrope. Yes, very good. Option C is the right answer. That is, fly ash is not an allotrope of carbon. We have already studied diamond, graphene, fullerene. These are various allotropes of carbon. What do you mean by allotrope? A same element can exist in various forms, different forms. That is called as allotrope. Next, Buckminster fullerene, which looks like a football, is an allotropic form of. Buckminster fullerene, which looks like a football, is an allotropic form of which one? Phosphorus, sulfur, carbon, tin. Which is the right answer? Carbon. Very good. Option C is the right answer. Okay. Which one of the following is an organic acid? Which is organic acid? A. Hydrochloric acid. B. Nitric acid. C. Acetic acid. Sulfuric acid. Yes, very good. Acetic acid is the right option. Okay. Which one is an organic acid? Okay. Acetic acid is the right option. Next, vinegar is also known as A. Ethanoic acid, B. Nitric acid, C. Sulfuric acid, D. Tartaric acid. Which is option? Yes, yes, very good, very good, very good. Okay. Right option. That is ethanoic acid is the right option. Ethanoic acid, that is vinegar, contains what? Ethanoic acid. Common name is acetic acid. Okay. What is the common name of vinegar? Common name is acetic acid. Next is C4H8 belongs to the homologous series of C4H8. C4H8 belongs to the homologous series of which one? C4H8 belongs to the homologous series of alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, and cycloalkanes. Okay, which is the right option. What is the general formula for alkanes? CnH2n plus 2, right? For someone has given me the answer. Let me check. Please. Okay. Which is the right answer? You have given the option as which one? B, right? Okay, very good. Okay, good. C4H8, then again, which one? This is for alkanes, right? For alkene, what is the general formula? CnH2n. Alkynes, that is CnH2n minus 2. Clear? So the right option is C4H8. That means it belongs to alkene family. Next. Which one of the following will not produce carbon dioxide on reacting with aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid? So, which among this? That is limestone. Option B is quicklime. Option C is chalk. Option D is marble. Which is the right answer? Which one of the following will not produce carbon dioxide on reacting with an aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid? Just try it. Hello. Which one of the following will not produce carbon dioxide? Okay. So D, marble means what? What is marble? See, marble, limestone, chalk, these are all what? Calcium carbonate. Okay. So when calcium carbonate react with the acid, what happens? Carbon dioxide gas is liberated. Quicklime is what? Calcium oxide, CaO. Okay. CaO. So that is the right option. Quicklime is the common name for calcium oxide. Next, with what is the color of precipitate obtained by passing carbon dioxide gas through lime water? What is the color of precipitate which is obtained when carbon dioxide gas is passed through lime water? Carbon dioxide gas is passed through lime water. Which one will be the answer? Carbon dioxide through lime water. Yeah, white color. Yeah, that means what is the reason for the, let me check your answers, everyone. Yeah, white. Very good, very good, very good. Okay. Option C is the right answer. Clear? So what is the formula for this? That is calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH twice. CaOH twice, when it is reacting with carbon dioxide, what is formed? Calcium carbonate plus water is formed. Okay. Right. Next, we'll move to next question. Reaction of quicklime with water to produce lacquered lime is an example of. Quicklime with water to produce lacquered lime. Quicklime with water to produce lacquered lime is an example of. Just read the option. A. Displacement reaction. Next is endothermic reaction. Then what? Decomposition reaction. Exothermic reaction. Which is that reaction? Yeah, let me check your answer. Okay, very good, Abhinav. That is option D is the right answer. That is exothermic. That is when CaO is reacting with water, CaOH twice is formed. And this is highly exothermic process that release what significant heat. Okay, clear. Next question. Which among the following statement is not correct with respect to all allotropes of carbon? So we have already studied both crystalline and amorphous allotropes of carbon. Okay. So graphite, first option is graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Second is what? Second, diamond is the hardest substance known. Fullerene is one of the allotrope of carbon. Next to diamond, graphite is the second hardest non-substance. Which among the following statement is not correct? Just try to find the answer, please. Answer the question. No answer. No one is having answer. Just read it and answer it. Okay. Graphite is good conductor of electricity, right? Why? Because graphite contains free electrons. Okay, very good. Okay, yeah, answer is right. So the option D is the right answer. Why? Because next to diamond, graphite is not the second hardest substance known. Okay. Graphite is actually soft. Why? Because in graphite, it is having an hexagonal arranged in a hexagonal sheet-like form, and the fourth electron is free to move, and it is a good conductor of electricity. And the thing is that one layer can flip over the other layer. Okay. Next question. Which one of the following statement is not correct? Buckminster fullerene is an allotrope of carbon. Diamond is a good conductor of electricity. Graphite is a good conductor of electricity. In graphite, each carbon is linked to three other carbon atoms. Which is the right option? Which one of the following statement is not correct? Diamond is a good conductor. Yeah, right. Very good. Yes, your answer is correct. Okay, good. Okay. That means diamond is a good conductor of electricity. That is wrong. Because diamond is a bad conductor of electricity. Why? Because in diamond, each carbon atom is linked to 4 other carbon atoms tetrahedrally, and there is no free electron for conduction of electricity. Okay. Next question. Match list 1 and list 2 and select the correct answer using the code given below. Just try to give the answer. Electrolysis of water, burning of coal, iron nail immersed in copper sulfate solution, addition of barium chloride solution to aluminum sulfate. And list 2 reactions, different named reactions are given, different types of chemical reactions are given. That is double displacement, combination, decomposition, displacement. Just try to find the answer. Make it fast, okay? Okay. Any answer? Any other answer? No one is having other answers. Hello? Okay. Answer is right. That is, we'll check the answer. Okay. And I'll tell which is the right answer. Electrolysis of water is what? An example of what? Water, when electricity is passed, that is H2O, electricity is passed, it will split up into hydrogen and oxygen. It is an example of electrolytic decomposition reaction. Then burning of coal. It is an example of what? Combination reaction. Okay. Then iron nail immersed in copper sulfate. Since iron is more reactive than copper, iron will displace copper from copper sulfate solution. So it's an example of what? Displacement reaction. Addition of barium chloride solution to aluminum sulfate. It is a double displacement reaction. Okay. Clear? Electrolysis of water. It is an example of what? Decomposition reaction. Burning of coal is an example of combination reaction. Iron nail immersed in copper sulfate solution is an example of displacement. Addition of barium chloride solution to aluminum sulfate is an example of what? Double displacement reaction. Next, match list 1 and 1 with list 2 and select the correct answers using the code given below. Graphite, diamond, fullerene, graphite. Graphite. List 2 is given. Graphite, diamond, fullerene, graphite. Which is the answer? Options. Graphite. Just try again. Hello. Try. Yes. Let me check your answers. Okay. Okay. I'll just discuss the answer. Okay. Graphite is what? Soft and slippery material. Okay. Diamond is what? Hardest natural substance. Fullerene is what? And graphene. Next is given here. Fullerene is what? 4, 2 is the first one, graphite, it is 4. So you can choose either this option or this option. Then diamond, hardest and natural. So this. Again, fullerene, which one? Very light and strong material, and graphene is what? Thinnest and strongest material. Okay, that's the options. Clear? Next. Which one of the following chemical process involves chemical reaction? Which one of the following process involves chemical reaction? Just take evaporation of petrol, dissolution of salt in water, storing of oxygen gas under pressure in a gas cylinder, burning of magnesium ribbon in air. Which is the right option? Any other answer? Which one of the following process involves chemical reaction? Okay, chemical reaction. Chemical reaction, okay. Which chemical reactions? Which one? Yeah, that is right. Burning of magnesium ribbon. All others does not involve what? Chemical reaction. Okay. Next, which among the following is the popular method for manufacturing of ammonia? Ostwald process, Haber-Bosch process, electric furnace process, electrolysis process. Which is the right answer for the Popular method for the manufacturing of ammonia? Yeah, right. Haber-Bosch process. Very good. Oswald process, it is different. Electric furnace process, electrolysis process is not. Haber-Bosch process is the method. That is nitrogen and hydrogen combines to form ammonia. Okay. What is the oxidation state of vanadium in V2O5? What is the oxidation state? Huh? Yes, very good. That is how you will find the oxidation state of V in V2O5 vanadium. That is V2O5. Oxygen common oxidation state is -2. Okay, here it is X. So 2X minus 10 is equal to 0. 2X is equal to 10. X is equal to 10 by 2, which is equal to +5. Okay, clear. This is the answer. +5 is the answer. In which of the following carbon is not present? In which of the following carbon is not present? A. Diamond, B. Coal, C. Graphite, D. Ammonia. In which of the following carbon is not present? Which is the option? Let me check your answer. Yeah, very good. That is coal contain carbon, diamond contain carbon, graphite contain carbon. Ammonia is what? NH3. It doesn't contain what? Carbon. Soap with water forms which type of liquid crystal? Soap with water form which type of liquid crystal? Any guess? Eh? Okay, someone has given the answer. Let me check. Is it C, homogeneous solution, soap with water? Which type of solution? That is, it forms lyotropic liquid crystals. Okay, clear. Next question. What is the specific purpose of using potassium hydroxide during the saponification process? We'll use either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. So what is the purpose of taking potassium hydroxide? See, options are given like this. A is to obtain soap which are hard on the skin, to obtain soap which are soft on the skin. Option C, to obtain natural fragrance, and to make the saponification very economical. What is the answer? Which option is the right one? To obtain natural fragrance, we are adding potassium hydroxide, KOH. No. The right option is, see, KOH and NaOH are the two mainly what hydroxides which are used for the preparation of two main hydroxides which are used for the preparation of our soap. So to obtain soap which are hard or soft, we will use what? Potassium hydroxide or NaOH. Okay, so which is the right option here? In order to obtain soap which are soft, we are using what? Potassium hydroxide. So your answer is B. Okay. Next, for manufacturing of glass, which among the following is used as a source of silica? From where you will get silica? Options are given: fine clay soil, B, wood powder, C, coconut shell, D, sand. Which is the right option? Yes, very good. Your answer is right. That is sand. From sand, you will get what? This. Then which one of the following is not used as a raw material in the manufacturing of glass? Which is not used as a raw material? That is A is soda, B is alumina, C is borax, and D is gypsum. Which is not used as a raw material for the manufacturing of. Answer to this question, please. Just give a try. Which of the following is not used as a raw material in the manufacturing of glass? Yes, gypsum is the right answer because soda, aluminium, borax is used as a raw material in the manufacturing of various glass. Compound used for shining of ink is, which is the compound which is used for shining of ink? That is usually resin is used as a compound for shining of ink. Okay, compound which is used for shining of ink is what? Resin. Stamp pad is an which type of ink? Stamp pad is which type of ink? Option A is aniline ink. Option B is what? Iron gel ink. Option C is aniline ink and iron gel. Option D is glycerin. Which is the right answer? Stamp pad is a which type of ink? Aniline ink. Okay. Which acid is used in blue black ink? Which is the acid which is used in blue black ink? That is tannic acid is used in blue black ink. Okay. Tannic acid is used in blue black ink. Clear, everyone? Which among the following is the essential constituent of Portland cement? Portland cement contains which among the following are the essential constituents of Portland cement? Which is the essential constituent of Portland cement? Option A, sand, lime, clay. Option B, silica, alumina, lime. Option C, silica, lime, graphite powder. Option D, sand, graphene, and clay. Which one among the following are essential constituent of Portland cement? Which is the right option? Portland cement, silica, then what? Silica is present, okay, in Portland cement. Then which are the other components? Alumina and lime. Okay, these are the major components. Silica, alumina, and lime are the essential constituents of Portland cement. During setting of cement, the reaction is, what is the reaction which is taking place during setting of cement? Both hydrolysis and hydration of cement take place during setting of cement. Okay. Then function of sand in mortar is, what is the purpose of adding sand in mortar while preparing? That is, first option is to prevent excessive shrinkage which might result in crack. B, to make the mass compact. C is to decrease the plasticity of mass and to increase the hardness. Which is the function of, what is the function of sand in mortar? The option A is the right answer, to prevent excessive shrinkage which might result in what? Cracks. Okay. Next question. Concrete with iron framework is known as. Concrete with iron framework is known as RCC. Okay. Next, which among the following is commonly used as an anti-skinning agent in paints? Anti-skinning agent. What do you mean by anti-skinning agent? Any idea? Anti-skinning agent. Which is the anti-skinning agent in paint. Anti-skinning agent in means what? Additives which are used to prevent a hard skin or dried layer from forming on the top of the liquid paint. Okay. That is called as anti-skinning agent. That is additives that prevent what? A hard skin or dried layer from forming on the top of liquid paint inside a container. Okay. In which the paint is taken. For avoiding this, we are adding what? Anti-skinning agent. And which is the one which is commonly used? Polyhydroxy phenols are usually used. Okay. Commonly used anti-skinning agents are MECO. MECO means what? MEKO. That's methyl ethyl ketoxime is used. Then polyhydroxyphenol is used. BHT is used. Butylated hydroxytoluene is used. And cyclohexanone oxide is also used. Okay. Here the option, which is the right option, polyhydroxyphenol is used as an anti-skinning agent. Natural rubber is, what is natural rubber? Natural rubber. Just think and answer. Natural rubber. Natural rubber is, natural rubber and synthetic rubber is there. No? So what is natural rubber? What is natural rubber? Is a polymer of what? It's a polymer of, yeah, your answer is right. Option A is the right answer. That is, it is a polymer of isoprene. Isoprene means what? 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene. Okay. Isoprene is what? 2-methyl 1,3 butadiene. This is called as what? Isoprene. Okay. Only isoprene. Process involving heating of rubber with sulfur is called as what? A is galvanization option, B is vulcanization, C is bessemerization, D is sulfonation. Okay. Yeah, very good. Right answer. That is vulcanization is the right answer. That is heating rubber with sulfur. Next, which one of the following elements isotope is used in the treatment of cancer? Which element is used in the treatment of cancer? Yes, very good. Cobalt, very good. Cobalt isotope is used in the treatment of cancer. Next question. Which one of the following chemicals is used in beauty parlors for hair setting? Which is used in beauty parlors for hair setting? Sulfur based, phosphorus based, silicon based, iron based. Any idea? Those who are going to beauty parlor, any idea? Which one of the following chemical is used in beauty parlors for hair settings? Huh? It's silicon based, okay. Chemical is used. And which one of the following is the chemical formula for plaster of Paris? Plaster of Paris. CaSO4 half H2O, CaSO4 2H2O, CaSO4 5H2O, CaSO4 4H2O. Which is the answer? Yes, very good. Plaster of Paris is what? Calcium sulfate half H2O. CaSO4 2H2O is which one? Gypsum. So plaster of Paris is having the formula CaSO4 half H2O. Okay, very good. Next question. Number of molecules of water of crystallization in copper sulfate, sodium carbonate, and gypsum are. Water of crystallization means what? The total number of water molecules present in a compound is called as water of crystallization. So what is the total number of molecules of water that is present in copper sulfate? What is the total number of water molecules that is present in copper sulfate? CuSO4. Yes, that is 5. Then 5H2O, right? And in sodium carbonate, that is sodium carbonate decahydrate, that is 10. And gypsum, that is in gypsum is CaSO4 2H2O, 2. So which one is the right option? A is the right option, okay. Clear? So copper sulfate, CuSO4 5H2O, sodium carbonate, Na2CO3 10H2O, gypsum CaSO4 2H2O. Next, sodium chloride is not used as a raw material for the preparation of which one of the following compounds? Sodium common salt is not used as a raw material for preparation of which one of the following compounds? Common salt is not used as a raw material for preparation of which one of the following compounds? Which one? A is bleaching powder, B is baking soda, C is plaster of Paris, D is washing soda. Not used for the raw material. That is plaster of Paris is obtained by eating what? Gypsum. Okay. So the option is C is the right answer. Which one of the following is the chemical formula of gypsum? Gypsum is what? CaSO4 2H2O. That is gypsum. Okay. CaSO4 2H2O. CaSO4 2H2O is called as gypsum. Next, which one of the following is the chemical formula of washing soda? This is the chemical formula for washing soda. Options, that is NaCO3. Option B is Na2CO3 10H2O. Option C is Na2CO3 5H2O. Option D is NaOH. Which is the right answer? Yes, very good. B is the right answer. Good, good, good. Okay. Na2CO3, 10H2, that is sodium carbonate decahydrate. Next, blue vitriol is, what is blue vitriol? CuSO4 5H2O. Option B is Na2CO3. Option C is zinc oxide. Yes, CuSO4 5H2O is blue vitriol. Very good. Next, solder is an alloy of. Solder is an alloy of. Which one? Solder is an alloy of. Which is the right option? Yes, very good. Lead and tin. Solder is an alloy of what? Lead and tin. Okay. Option C is the right answer. Solder is an alloy of lead and tin. Copper and tin, which is an alloy? Bronze. Brass is what? Copper and zinc. Okay. Which one of the following is not a pigment? Not a pigment. Option A, zinc oxide. Option B, chalk. Option C, white lead. Option D, silica. Not a pigment. Which is the one? Which is not a pigment? Which is the right answer? Pigment. Which is not used as colors. As colors. Which is the one? Yeah, let me check. Is it B? Is it B? Yeah, your option is right. That is option D is the right answer. Okay. Next question. Which of the following statement regarding bleaching powder and DDT is correct? Option A, both are inorganic compound. Both are organic compound. Both contain chlorine. Both contain calcium. This is the most right appropriate answer for this question. DDT and the bleaching powder, which is a common element that is present in DDT and bleaching powder. Yes. Is it? Yeah, you're right. That is option C is the right answer. Both contain chlorine. Next, which one of the following is not true for bleaching powder? It is used as reducing agent in chemical industry. It is used for bleaching wood pulp in paper factory. It is used for disinfecting drinking water. Used for bleaching linen in textile industry. Which one of the following is not true for bleaching powder? Which is not true for bleaching powder? Just used for bleach. Yeah, let me check. Yes, very good. Option A is the right answer. That is, it is used as an reducing agent. That is not right. Okay. Clear. Next, which one of the following statement about fertilizers is not correct? Fertilizers is not correct. See, urea is a phosphorus containing fertilizer. Is it right? Urea is a phosphorus containing fertilizer. B, application of fertilizer to soil increase fertility of the soil. C, urea can be prepared by action of ammonia and carbon dioxide under high pressure and at high temperature. And option D is urea contain more nitrogen than other fertilizer. Which is the right answer? Yes, very good. Option A is the right answer because urea is a nitrogen containing fertilizer. Okay. Which one among the following fertilizer is a source of nitrogen? A, superphosphate, B, phosphate, potassium sulfate, C, bone meal, and D, urea. Source of nitrogen. Which is the source of nitrogen? Yes, very good. Option D is the right answer. That is urea. Urea contain nitrogen. Very good. Okay. So that is the end of the question discussion. Any doubt? Anyone is having any doubt? Yes or no?
No,
Hello? Yes or no? Yes, okay then. Thank you all. Bye.
thank you.
Everyone. Bye.